Welcome students. We are studying about the parental care in amphibians. Last time we studied the parental care by building the nest. Today we are going to study the parental care by direct caring by the parents. In this, first the tadpoles carried by the parents. Tadpole means that is the young ones which hatch from the eggs. For example, in the South American frogs, that is the Dendrobatus and Philobatus, they carry well developed tadpoles on the back. म्हणजे जी टॅडपोल्स आहेत त्यांना प्रोटेक्शन करण्यासाठी ते पाठीवरती घेऊन जातात. That is, the tadpoles fix themselves by their sucker-like lips and flattened abdomen on to the back of the male parent. आता ह्या ठिकाणी जी पॅरेंटल केअर आहे ती मेलमध्ये दिसते. सुरुवातीला ती जी टॅडपोल्स आहेत त्याच्या मेलच्या पाठीवरती चिटकून बसतात. दॅट इज विथ द हेल्प ऑफ सकर लाईक लिप्स. म्हणजे जसं सकर आहेत तशा लिप्स काम करतात. अँड द बॉडी इज or the abdomen is flattened. Then the tadpoles get a lift from one pond to another. That is particularly when one pond is to dry up. ज्या वेळेला पावसाळा संपल्यानंतर एका पॉन्डमधलं पाणी ज्या वेळेला कमी होईल त्यावेळेला एका पॉन्डमधून दुसऱ्या पॉन्डमध्ये जाण्यासाठी अशा प्रकारचं पॅरेंटल केअर घेतलं जाते. दॅट इज पॅरेंटल केअर विच इज टेकन बाय दी मेल्स. नाव दी सेकंड टाईप दॅट इज दी एग्स प्रोटेक्टेड बाय मेल. The eggs of some amphibians are strung together by an elastic gelatinous envelope. तर काही ॲनिमलची दॅट इज दी ॲम्फिबियन्स त्याची एग्स असं सगळे एकत्र चिटकवलं जाते. दॅट इज दी एनव्हलप असल्यासारखं बाहेरच्या बाजूनं. ऑन दी क्लम्प ऑफ दी एग दी मेल सिट्स होल्डिंग इट विथ बोथ हँड्स. नंतर मेल त्या जी क्लम्प्स आहेत त्याच्यावरती बसते आणि दोन्ही हाताने पकडते. दॅट इज होल्डिंग इट विथ बोथ हँड्स. द डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ द एग्स टेक्स प्लेस देअर. त्यानंतर जी एगची डेव्हलपमेंट आहे त्या ठिकाणी होत असते. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मॅन्टोफ्राइन रोबुस्टा. The next parental care, that is the eggs carried by the parents. In this, first one is the eggs wrapped around the eggs. That is, the eggs are protected on the legs. The example of this type of parental care, that is midwife toad. That is genus and species is the Alitus obstetricans that will occur in France. The pairing and oviposition takes place on land. That is, oviposition means that is the expulsion of the eggs from oviduct to the external environment. First, the mating of the male and female toads takes place and oviposition takes place on the land. When the eggs are fertilized, that is external fertilization takes place and they are wrapped round the back on the thigh of male. That is, the fertilized eggs are wrapped round on the thigh of the male. Then the male withdraws himself into a hole near the pond and carries the egg to the water to moisten them. That means the eggs are dipped into the pond water. At the time of hatching, he takes them again to the water. That means the first time the fertilized eggs moistened by the male toad, and second time, that is at the time of hatching, it again visits the pond. Then the larva comes out of the egg and later development takes place in the water. You see the example, that is midwife toad or Alitus obstetricans. You see, these are the eggs which are attached on the thigh. In case of the Brazilian tree frog, that is Hyla goeldi, in this case, that is the male and female mates, and after this the eggs are carried on the back of the female. That is, male pushes the eggs on the back of the female. You see the example, that is Hyla goeldi carrying the eggs on the back of the female. Now next, the eggs are carried or protected by the parents. That is in common pouch. In the female marsupial toads, that is the Nototrima marsupium, the eggs are deposited and sheltered in a common pouch on the back, and afterwards the pouch has one opening at the posterior end. This dorsal pouch develops only during the breeding season. You see the example, that is the Nototrimata marsupium. That is, on the back there is development of the brood pouch, and in this brood pouch, that is developed on the back of the toad, there is deposition of the eggs takes place, and afterwards the eggs hatch into a tadpole, or it gives birth to the tadpoles.